Alex Han Solo here for the evening market recap. We did experience our little drop that we've been anticipating since we did reach potentially the top of the 5 wave that we were looking at this morning. And now, sorry, we're going to switch to white because you guys are used to white. Comment if you'd rather have dark theme, I suppose. Now, what I was waiting for was the confirmation that we were indeed at the 5 wave, and basically how much correction could we have. Now, I did suggest to set a stop loss around 33.50, and we did drop that and bounced back up. I personally didn't set any stop losses. I'm going to have to use something like 3 comma to do that in Gemini without having a lot of extra cash just sitting there for block trades. So really, we got down here, we hit this mark, we bounced off this 30-minute fib line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 probably, and then maybe like a correction, and then we could really start going up. It's like our first time touching the bottom of this channel. I really don't see us touching 3,200 just yet. We really need to kind of watch out. How did the morning look? The morning was fairly bullish. Went up maybe 5% or so from maybe some bottom from early morning, and yeah, maybe 3%. But that's still a fairly bullish run. 5% is usually a pretty max amount for Ethereum to move. As you can see, 200, a little over 5%, about 7% here on the 2nd. On October 1st, it did, almost 10%, like 8%. So between 3 and 7% is pretty strong average bullish. If we experience that on Sunday, we might get a little bit of that on Monday, and that's kind of what I want to see. I want to see us not get a higher high on Monday to know that, yeah, maybe we should be selling a little bit. It's kind of risky, lots can happen overnight. And as far as where we're at again, what our targets were, trying to stick to the plan. Here's our target when we're in a channel. This could be, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and maybe here's our A, B, C correction. We might have one more A, so X, and then A, B, C correction, and then we should continue up. For 3 of these from 28.35. So multiply that by 3. You got 700 jump times 3, 2100 from let's say 29. So that's to 5,000. People have been looking at 5,000. You see this line up here. That's right around 5,000. Where is that 5,000 line? I drew this up here. Why don't we move that up here, just a little bit. So, mid-October, 5,000, that would be quite significant. That would be about, if this was 1, so that's a 23% jump, and that's about 4 days, so about 12 days would be, yeah, 12 days would be about October 12th, right around there, October 13th. So that would kind of line up with what I drew earlier there. That would be pretty sweet. That would mean the more you can add right now at these levels, especially around 3,200 at this point, for us to drop 3,200 we'd have to be really bearish. This would have to be a total fake out. Everybody would become scared of crypto and slowly bleed, probably back to like this 2400 target. When might that happen? You know, we just gotta kind of watch for it. If it does, but the more we move away from it, the less likely it is to happen, basically. So, kind of just finally started moving away from it over the last few days. Now, you know, with Bitcoin, we just broke out of this channel. Retesting it would be pretty bullish. It's a pretty steep channel. Let's kind of look at some larger time frames. So we got this thing going on here. So we got like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to switch to a 1 hour. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, hopefully that's a small little 5 correction wave. So it'd be like a 5, 3, 5 maybe. So like a diagonal up and then another 5 down. Or like a 5, 5, 3 maybe, and then like so something like that could be a correction. Maybe one of these would be a triangle. If we have a single, double, or triple correction over here after this 5. Now, this isn't really even our correction. I mean, we have our downward correction, and if this was our one correction, then we would start most likely moving up. If we just had this one correction, this one zigzag, we have a quick, you know, A, B, so A, B, C, I guess X, and then A would just be the next A, B, C, so that would be like a double correction. And, you know, we really don't want to drop this 47.5 level. We're pretty close to it, you know. Where are we at on the 15-minute chart? Fortunately, we bumped up a level on the 15, so that's pretty helpful. We are seeing some big lines, so you see it slip down these. Let's just hope it kind of stops at these channels, right? Over the next hour or so. Got some ASAP retests, probably going to get to this level. So it will most likely drop this red line and at the bottom of this channel on this lower time frame. You're seeing it drop the 50-minute RSI, MACD turning over. On this, I should probably turn on Marcy strategy and maybe Shaken. I'm going to turn off a couple of these guys. Let's turn off RSI. Actually, that one too. I'll turn on 2 shaken ones because they kind of need to be looked at together. I like looking at the Marcy on the 15. You know, we saw like 4 reds in a row, and you got a little pump, but then you got that drop after that. These ones aren't really showing anything significant. You know, here, when you see like 5 or more in a row, then it'll keep dropping. You know, we're not seeing that, you know. That's what I would want to see if I wanted to be like, oh no. You know, when it's not yet, it might happen while I'm sleeping. So kind of just things to watch. Can't watch it all the time. You have to go to sleep sometimes. Now, Let's just look at the daily real quick. I'm going to turn this off so it's a little more clear what's going on here. You know, when you see a big jump like that, when we see a jump, that's kind of a step pattern, it should continue. And we already retested this twice, we already got our W. There's just the drop right here, not likely. If we do, we're going to go to 35. Nobody wants that right now. More than likely, this is going to be a continuation pattern of a 1, 2, 3. So we have our maybe our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got like an 8. Yeah. 5, 8. That's on the daily. If we look at on a 4-hour, maybe we'll see it a little bit better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's a single correction, double correction, a little kind of, I don't know. So we got like a, yeah, I'll just draw this out, I think. It's too much going on there. So we got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C, X. Here's our zigzag, A, B, C, X, A, B, C. So something like that, you know, the C isn't really the 1, but you know, here we kind of see like a 1, 2, 3, here's our 4, and 5 should at least get us to 50, right? It's kind of what it looks like on the 4-hour. So let's just kind of look at that one more time. We got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got our A, B, C, and then it's technically like the W, and then A, B. Anyway, whatever. We kind of see 1, 2, maybe 3 corrections, and now we're on our up wave. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4's usually pretty bearish, is what it feels like. It can go for a long time. And this could even be an expanding wave, that's fine. And it's technically going to be like A, B, C, D, E, drop. Unless hopefully this was the entrance into the channel, and then let's see, so we got like our, I have to look back at some images, but these will get better as we go. A, B, C, D, E. And this would be a breakout down if this was E. And we're right here. You know, basically we don't want to drop 47. We don't really want to drop 47.5, really, too much more. We're on the Heiken, actually we're on the candles. Maybe we'll see a reversal here. Not really seeing that. Didn't really retest this. Probably get a wig down to 45.7. And I have to kind of draw that just to kind of get it off my mind. And I have that here still. So, will that line up with anything? I do see us hitting this level right here, 46.7, if this is a 4 wave of a 3 wave. You know, usually it's going to jump up when the 4s match, and that 4 is right about here. If we were to draw it, should be something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5 wave on the 3, and usually like the 1 and the 3 are together and the 2 and the 4 are apart, as you see here, or maybe the 1 and the 3 will be apart and the 4 and the 2 will be together. Oops. So if the 1 and the 3 are apart or together, the 2 and the 4 are much further apart. So relatively, yeah, if this is considered together, then this is going to be apart on those. And that's what we're seeing here. Yeah. That would be a huge Bart Simpson. That would not be a fun Bart Simpson. And seeing that kind of volume on the 45, really, if we drop 47, kind of watch out. At this point, with Ethereum being right at that stop loss, if you don't want to be getting out yet, 47 might actually be a decent add-in if we're trying to stick to the plan. So when you're here, get ready to see it start bouncing, and once you really start to see it bouncing and retesting some things, this might be a pretty good spot to get back in or add in right around this 46, 47 range. So maybe I'll draw a rectangle there. I don't even know how to draw a rectangle. Okay, so kind of like a buy zone, right? Maybe try to make that green. So let's kind of leave that there. Now, it's normal for the last correction to be lowest, especially like on a zigzag. But this is the last correction of the 5. 1, 2, 3. It's probably going to not be that. It might be another zigzag like that. But if it's 2 zigzags, that's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be a down wave. Now, in order for that to be a 5 wave down, it's possible for a correction to have like a 5 wave down like that. But if we only see like a 3 leg up, I'd start to wonder, because if we have another 5 leg down, that could be the signal of downward cycles again. We have broken out of this, so again, we already talked about that. Let's just look at Ethereum dominance. And Ethereum dominance is a little closer to the drop. Seeing a pretty clear flag on the Heiken and the candles, unfortunately. We are kind of at this bounce target range. Kind of kissed it, bounced. I guess I just drew that pattern, so I'm suggesting it would bounce here. I drew this earlier today. We're now closer to that. I really do see us dropping this, especially if we bring on momentum. Let's bring on momentum. I can't even see that. No crazy Marcy's going on though, thankfully. So I'm not set on it dropping just yet. But we are close, so in the next few hours, maybe I'll post an update. But I actually do want to turn on maybe one more, just to kind of help us see what's going on. It's going to make it look a little messy, but and then the ultimate moving average. And honestly, with the ultimate moving average, what we could do with that is make it a multiple time frame. So we're looking at the 15 minutes and it's looking at a 1 day, but I'd rather maybe look like at a 4 hour. I think the 45 and the 4 hours is a good combination to look at. We are seeing a continuation red on the 15. Hopefully just a bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fortunately, but that's a down channel. We really need to correct and go up quick, pretty quick. So here we just see kind of maybe a triple correction. We are dropping this and this rips to a red cloud. We're kind of following that down, breaking this resistance, but really kind of staying there fairly well. Seeing some consolidation here, actually. There's like 4 things here, nicely. We are below this fib level. We are going to have to bounce off this level here. Yeah. I'll just draw another one. I really think because we're below this fib line, we're probably going to get to that level. Yeah, if we drop this fib floor, we just dropped it. So unless we bounce on this, that's where we're going. So here's our next chance, but yeah, let's look at a 2 hour. Oops. This isn't looking too scary on the 2 hour. Yeah, we might drop this, but here we got a long signal. Question is this the 2? And most likely, I think it is. We had lots of down. We broke out of this channel, coming out strong. This has been, again, a channel since September. So what do these kind of frames look like? It's about 5 days. So on the impulse wave from the 3rd to the 11th, 8 days, that's a fib number. And 5 days, that's a fib number. From 16th to the 23rd, or 24th, yeah, that's a fib number, that's 8. And 5 days up, 29th, or at least correction, yeah. So 5 days for the correction instead of, exactly, yeah, the corrections are 5 days. So a flat correction or a zigzag correction is 5 days from the 29th to the 4th. If this isn't a correction, I mean, it's like, if this is the bear phase, we wouldn't really have two corrections if this was to continue down. So this is either the correction and going up, or this is going to be a second correction before it goes up. But this is already breaking the trend for there to be another impulse wave down, unless this is like the A, B, C. Like this is like the A, B, C. It's it's still possible. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got to kind of start seeing that pattern emerge, like a 5 instead of a 3, or something like that. Which we kind of saw the 5 on some of these, A, B, C. We'll just kind of call it that. But again, if it just is like a small bump and does another ABC down, just kind of be ready. I mean, we're I'm 10% cash right now, or I guess 5% since last night. I was willing to maybe sell 10 to 15%. And the question is, should I still sell 10 to 15% tonight? I was going to look at it, see if we're going to continue dropping. But I should probably try to stick to the plan. So I probably won't sell more than maybe things that haven't dropped yet. If I look at some of the alts that I have, and they're all pretty down. Because I was down 2% this morning, then I was down 5% about an hour ago. Actually, let's look at Bitcoin dominance really quick. It's going up. It's going up with this. And the last few times when it's gone up, Bitcoin's really gone up. Based on recency, that's kind of what we have to assume. So I am sticking to this pattern here. Theta dominance, how low can it go? This is on the 2 hour. 1, 2, like 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we might see some corrections, hopefully just like sideways on ADA. Comp, it's going down. I'd like to see that retest. Here we have that wave working, and then it drops. So we got our 5, we got our 4 line right here trying to line up with this. Kind of got a double bottom here, but maybe not. Let's look at our 45. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, because the 3 has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within it. And so, boom, that was our 5 correction. And I guess you can't really have the first wave down without a correction first after the 5 wave up. So this is most likely the first leg of a correction for an A, B, C, potentially. Unless this is, just that one correction. So, but even so, that would be safe to stay and not sell, because these are still in the buy zone. This would probably be where we should be adding in. Hopefully it's not too up tomorrow, maybe a little down, and it'll be a nice add-in. Because, it's been at 280. Is it going to drop lower than that? No. Should you sell from here if it drops to 280, 10%? Yeah, you should probably sell 10 to 20% if we think that's going to happen. sometimes it's hard to know what's happening to ETH and Bitcoin unless we also look at a bunch of the alts. And if some of them are really close to falling, or if you can't really tell them, you can look at some of the leveraged KuCoin tokens and see how close those are to falling. Ignore that long on these shorter time frames, basically. 1, 2, 3, so yeah. I do see some corrections here. We are pretty far away from it, which we should veer back to it. It's the furthest we've been away from this red line. Below it, about that same distance. We usually trace to it. So tomorrow it'll probably be up a little bit, but not too much, and we'll kind of see from there if we're going to be adding in or not in the morning. But I don't think I'll sell tonight. I mean, if I do, it'd only be like Bitcoin or Ethereum, but we don't have much of that right now. CTX is, I think it's going to drop more. That's just kind of where the last entry was. We're already seeing this kind of cup and handle, I guess, maybe. And then it should get right back up to 30. It's just on the 15. It's kind of a range. 28, that wouldn't be worrisome for me. 27 even. So, it'd be more risky to sell that, I think, to try to catch 27 while I'm sleeping or in the morning. At this stage, now that the bull market feels like it started, and then look at XTZ. So, I did draw this much earlier, but whatever. Here it is. This is it. XTZ, if it drops to 17, that would be a solid buy. It would be a solid add-in. Gonna get there. It's 2 levels. We'll probably, with how bullish this is, I don't know if we'll get to that. Again, 1, 2, 3, 5, maybe ABC. Correction, do another one, get to here, and then go up. As far as this being a correction and that being the first wave up, so it's kind of what I would see there. So if that's the case, so here's like a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Got some ABC correction, which, yeah, on alts like this, their movement's kind of sporadic. It's hard to kind of, maybe if we do like a log or something, but I don't know. These kind of look just like tons of head and shoulders, not really Wyckoffs, just like a bunch of corrections after corrections, but hopefully this would be that first leg up. But if it's going to look like any of these last ones, $7, 20% drop, probably should take some profit on XTZ, actually. Probably take 10 or 15% on it, maybe 20, just because I'm not going to take much on other ones. Link is still up. Maybe I'll take some profit on Link. This is a nice retest. To get to 24, I can see us getting to 24 to 10% drop. So anything that I think could drop 10%, probably take 5-10% profit on Link. VRX is actually up significantly from where I got it around here, so I might take some profit on that because that's about almost a 10% drop. That would, and I just got this earlier today just to start watching it. Only got a little bit, very small amount. this is actually looking healthy, but if all those drop, I imagine this one will drop with it. Also got LRC today. Yeah. You know, we could be seeing this basic head and shoulders pattern. So, but this is pretty flat. And if it gets to this, it'll get to here. You know, 5% drop on LRC from here. 10%, you know, from here about maybe 15. Yeah, good thing I got a little bit of that. SKL. Already had a 10% drop. Gonna have another 10% drop. This one's already almost close to add-in. So when we see some drop enough, basically, and close to add-ins, you know, I don't expect a huge drop again tomorrow. 5% in a day, then 5% in a day. That's careful. That's a careful drop. Store J, you know, got it around $1. Still up 20%. Might take some profit on that. Maybe only like 5% with the position. Now, USDT breakout coming. Here's our, you know, maybe our after the correction of swords, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So actually, you know, it's already here. I see a small little dip before it kind of goes there. It's crazy how much it bounced at this level. I should probably tag that. That was again a call from beginning of September. So I drew that right going into September, and USDT really just followed those bumps. Touched this 3.18 point, started bouncing to bearishness, and yeah, there's got to be some sort of kind of bullish retrace here on this. It's just for like a few hours or so, and then by morning it'll feel sideways before it probably drops around noon, starts dropping maybe. So yeah, I'm not going to tag this just yet until we kind of see what's going on over here. We do got this curve, this green curve here. So how does it oscillate really? This is USDT. We don't want it to get back up here. It's pretty bearish. That would be like back to where we started in September. How often does it do that? Not often. More often like a W or a cup and handle. Kind of see some of those things form before we just see this rocket up. Here we kind of see actually the exact same pattern. So I'm going to try to copy that and see what we got going on there. So kind of from like here maybe. So that just kind of dropped. If we try to overlay this here, you know, it might look like that if we hide some of these. I guess I could have just clicked one of these other buttons, but you know, you see like that hue, yeah, this is following that pretty closely. Here's that initial spike up, and then it's going to retest down. So you can see that happening here. And that was after a 3. Yeah, I think we need to start looking at some total cap momentum. My drawings aren't on this browser. Alrighty, well, here's a natural red with a green spike, and another green spike on top of a natural green, which there could be this red spike happening here. You know, the second wave usually is said to feel the most bearish. BTC. Single, double, triple correction, whatever. And yeah, this is a leg up, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Haven't really hit our 2.42 target. Now that we broke away from this line, I'm going to essentially drop the next leg. And we're going to go for it. So 1, 2, I did kind of call that. That looks fine to me. Close enough. That's what we'd like to see. Now, that's all, guys. Sol. Should we switch to short on Sol on 2.3x leverage? Long. This is kind of the main question I have for the evening. So $20, 10-15%. Yeah, it's like you can hedge a little bit, put 25% of the long on it. It's kind of risky to do that though, so I'm not going to do it just yet. Alrighty. Well, good night, guys. I think that was a lot.